Inspiration.com.
Getting together legendary actors is kind of it's a big deal when it happens. It's the number one reason that I was looking forward to so much to Netflix's The Irishman, and the number one reason why, even though this is a movie I can stream anytime I want, I will be buying the Criterion Collection Blu-ray of The Irishman when it comes out, because Pacino, De Niro, Pesci, Keitel, directed by Scorsese, that is an event. It's an event in a very different way than like the big blockbuster events. It's almost like an Avengers level event, but with, really talented actors. One such movie that came out almost 20 years ago now, but that I dearly love. It's not a classic, but I dearly love it. The Score. This heist movie brings together three generations of acting talent. You've got De Niro starring as a seasoned thief who professional. He's De Niro. He's the way De Niro would play it. He's cool. He's in charge. He's on top of everything. Very contained, very self-contained guy. You've got Marlon Brando playing De Niro's mentor slash fence. And you've got Edward Norton playing the young rookie coming in, wanting to be a part of the crew. And De Niro and Norton bring their A games. Brando couldn't be bothered by this time in his life. This was his last movie, I believe. But he's still good in it. Brando half-assing it is still Brando. By the way, does anybody else think if he was still alive, or if he was the right age right now and alive, Brando is the only actor who could play Trump? Am I alone in this? Can anybody else see this? Marlon Brando as Donald Trump. I can see it quite clearly. So, The Score. Edward Norton has come to Brando. He has an idea for a heist. It's very tricky. There's the whole thing is set in Montreal, and in the Montreal Customs House there is a long lost scepter, priceless, and the authorities there don't know what they've got. And Norton goes to Brando. Brando wants De Niro to go get this scepter. Now, De Niro has a life in this movie that I have for 20 years wanted to steal from this character. I would just... He lives in Montreal, very cool city, kind of city I'd love to live in. He owns a jazz club. He's got this amazing apartment above it. He's cool. He wears cool clothes. He's sleeping with Angela Bassett, who's back then, and still Angela Bassett still. But I want his life. I want his life. It's one of the reasons why I keep putting the movie on. Like every couple of years, I'll put it on, going, "Oh, I want to own a jazz club." The burglary part, yeah, I'd do it. But De Niro is, I mean, there's the cliche, he wants to retire, this is his last job. He wants to pay off his club, own everything free and clear, and settle down with Angela Bassett. But this job is risky. He doesn't normally steal where he lives. He goes back to the U.S. to steal, but he lives in Montreal. But for this huge payday, he's going to do it. And things just keep going wrong. And he should pull out. All of his instincts tell him he should pull out. But Brando is kind of in over his head with some loan sharks. And De Niro has this sense of obligation. He wants to protect his friend. Edward Norton, this is early in his career. This is in the first, few... I mean, really, his first movie, I think, was Primal Fear, for which he got an Oscar nomination. People forget, I think, 20-some years ago, how big Edward Norton was. How he was considered to be the greatest actor of his generation real fast. Real fast. Like, he was... It's not like De Niro, Brando, and Edward Norton. No, Edward Norton is second billed. He is equal to De Niro in this movie. In the eyes of the director. The director doesn't look at De Niro and go, well, he's the star, let's give him all the cool stuff. Edward Norton is playing level to level with De Niro. Now there's a bit in the movie, there's a part where it might make people a little uncomfortable now, which is Norton is casing the place, the customs house, from the inside by posing as a mentally challenged janitor. A really sweet kid who one of the older janitors is sort of taken under his wing, and Edward Norton is doing, he's going for it. He's doing the impression. He's doing the Cuba Gooding Jr. and Radio, Sean Penn and I Am Sam kind of thing. He's doing it. He's going for it. Now, I don't have a problem with it. Not because it's an older movie and we forgive those things because it's an older movie and they didn't really know better at the time. He's a crook. He's doing whatever he can. If the problem that you've got with this guy is the impression that he's doing, he's a thief who will blow you away in a second if he thinks you're in his way. That's the part that, you should focus on. He's doing what he's going to do in order to get what he needs to get. This movie, directed by Frank Oz, it is so fun. It is so fun. It is it's a different kind of a heist movie than like the Ocean's movies, for instance, where, it's all about the, swinging music and everybody's being funny and everything. This is a serious heist movie where De Niro and Norton, they are professionals. They are there to do a job. And you root for them. You root for them even though what they're doing, they're basically technically bad guys. But you root for them anyway. This is just a fun movie. It's not remembered fondly, and especially being Brando's last role, a lot of people are like, this is how he goes out? This is how Don Corleone goes out? I think he did fine. He actually, there's at least, he plays a very cool character. There's at least one scene where he emotes quite well, and you feel kind of bad for him. I hear he was a pain in the ass on the set. He's been a pain in the ass on the set in every movie since the 1950s. So, you look at this movie as a fun... I often talk about movies where you got to be in a certain mood. You can pop this in any time. It's not a comedy. It's not an action movie. but it's got a good pace to it, a good clip to it. The actors are tremendous actors, even if this is not an Oscar caliber movie. They're still tremendous actors in this movie. They are the three, arguably the three defining actors of their generations. I would dearly love a sequel to this movie. I would dearly love a sequel to this movie where Edward Norton is the main character. De Niro is the older mentor fence character, and you get like a young up and comer. Now I don't even know who is like the current Edward Norton, like guy in his 20s who everybody is like, holy shit, he is amazing. I actually can't think of anybody on that level right now, but it would be a great sequel. I would love to see that. 4 stars. 4 stars. I'm surprising myself right now. 4 stars for the score. This is a movie I watch pretty frequently. Every couple of years I pop this in, and I have a blast. I really love this movie. And one last thing, you know, there was a lot of talk. I don't know if they're still doing this. It was a stupid idea, but a lot of talk about that they were going to bring James Dean back from the dead. That they were going to CGI James Dean into some movie, and it was going to star him, as if, you know, it wasn't going to be another actor doing all the work and then just having James Dean's fucking face put over top of it. But if you can find a good Brando impressionist, when you make that Trump movie, if you said, we're bringing Brando back to play Donald Trump, I can see it. Their worlds.
Sort of gave myself the challenge of, okay,